Okay, well, let's give them a round of applause.
Always excited to visit BNI chapters. I'm always excited, particularly to come to this chapter. I got 6 million reasons to be in a chapter like this. And as a pastor, I'm sure Pastor White, where'd he go? Pastor White can attest to it, that to be in a room full of people that aren't offended to talk about money is answered prayer. On another note, good news, I hear the federal government is now going to use real estate licenses as official ID. Everybody doesn't have a driver's license. Why are we here though? Networking is paradoxical. 90% of business owners know that networking is vital to their business. Yet of that 90%, 80% of them will admit that they don't have a networking plan, nor do they have a networking budget besides what they spend at happy hour. So, this is the audience. Juliet, why is networking important to you and your business?
Networking is extremely important for making connections that you never even knew you were going to make, and also providing value to those in your network.
Thank you. Making connections that we did not know. What'd you say?
Making connections continuously that we didn't even know we were going to make.
That we didn't even know we were going to make. And that's a shout out to BNI's core value of building relationships. BNI members in the room, how many of you applied because you can't just join BNI? How many of you applied to BNI because you wanted to make more friends? I'm going to introduce you to my friend that sells puppies. Because we've got friends. We've all got friends. We've got friends that believe in us, that encourage us in our pursuits, that say, yes, do that. But they don't pay our bills. As a matter of fact, our friends, they love what we do so much that they want us to do it for them at a significant discount. So as it pertains to building relationships, we're not in BNI just to make friends, but reciprocal business relationships is paramount to what we do, because as we do business with one another, as we grow, as we build relationships and begin to know, like, and trust one another, then that affords us the opportunity to visit one another's beautiful palatial estates and go on one another's boats and take trips with one another because we're doing business together. We've all got friends, but when we can do business with our friends, that makes networking that much more exciting. So we network to build relationships. We network, as Juliet said, to make connections. But most importantly, we network to make money. Who's not here for the money? All right, tell the truth in church. But ultimately, even more so than the money, there's nothing more significant, well, and it leads to the money, but there's nothing more significant than an actual referral. Passing a referral and or receiving a referral. Because when we pass a referral, what we're actually doing is we are introducing someone that we care about to someone that we like and trust. And so I have a story. Last week I was riding around in Pinellas County, and I rode through an area where there was some road construction. Imagine that in Pinellas County. And a pebble cracked my windshield. And I couldn't even think of Jeremiah's name, but I thought Bay Area Auto Glass. I didn't have to get the yellow pages out, thank God. I don't even have the yellow pages. I didn't have to Google, but I already know, like, and trust Jeremiah. So it made the business decision simple. The answer to my problem, the only problem was, when would I have the time to connect with Jeremiah? So we played phone tag for a while, but to his point, one of his employees, actually his brother, came to my location and replaced the windshield after just a simple phone call with the insurance company. And so it eliminated my problem, and it saved me time and money. And so that's the value of BNI, having the answer to any of life's challenges right on our phones. And we've got our phones with us most of the time. I like to think that if I'm the smartest person in the room, I'm in the wrong room. But if I'm not in a BNI meeting and I've got my phone and there's some Wi-Fi and I can get on BNI Connect, I am literally the smartest person in the room because I can connect anyone in that room with anyone in almost any field of human endeavor anywhere in the world. I love to hear the president say each and every meeting that BNI is the most successful organization of its type anywhere in the world. The most successful organization of its type anywhere in the world. But BNI is not successful if BNI regions aren't successful. And BNI Tampa is not a successful region if there are not successful chapters like BNI Nexus. And BNI Nexus is not a successful chapter if members are not successful. And so when the president shares that the theme term is "we care," that's not just a puff of smoke, that's not just a vacuous statement, because BNI Tampa does care. Memberships are important. Chapters are important, because there is no successful organization without each and every member being successful. Who can define a referral for me? What is a referral? Anyone? I'm not. Jeremiah.
It's where one person takes three people, right? Or one person's expecting a call from another person for a service, right? They're expecting a connection. Absolutely.
We all heard Cameron's presentation today. I am not a good referral for him. That's a bad lead. So it's actually when someone that we know actually knows that they need that service, and we make the connection. We actually introduce someone that we care about to someone that we trust, and we become the answer to their prayers. To Jeremiah's point, there are three people involved in a referral. Why are referrals a valuable source of generating business? Anyone? Why would you like to get a referral? Yes, ma'am.
Because you know that that person trusts you and that who you're referring trusts you as well. So you can want to work with them rather than having to test it yourself. You have confidence in them already.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I saw another hand. Juliet. Oh,
Adam.
yes, sir, Adam.
It's a warm, trusted lead. Yeah, chances are you're not wasting each other's time.
Absolutely. Most referrals generally become closed business simply by virtue of the relationships. Once you have been a member of BNI for any length of time and you share with your network that you're part of an organization and you meet regularly with 60 plus people, 60 plus business owners and entrepreneurs, then you become a valuable resource to all of your clients and everyone in your sphere of contact, because they know that you know some people that do a variety of things. And so frequently people can't remember the simple acronym BNI, but they know that I'm in an organization, and they will all undoubtedly, people just show up and say, hey, do you have someone in your group that does so and so? And then when you explain that it's a global organization, I can connect you with someone on either side of the bay. I can connect you with someone when you're preparing to take your vacation. I can connect you with someone in another state, in another country. One of the things that I love about BNI is lifelong learning. The fact that you get to be a part of an organization, and then the information is not just esoteric information, but BNI affords us the opportunity through our BNI Business Builder platform to actually develop ourselves. Who here was not comfortable with speaking publicly prior to becoming a member of BNI? Wow. And so we have an opportunity. Who here thought you knew about your business, and then as a result of continuing education realized I know too much about my business, and now I have to learn how to condense it into a 30-second presentation? Who here realized, as a result of lifelong learning, B&I education, that specific is terrific? I think in networking, when we meet people, instinctively, we want to tell them that we can do everything for anybody, anywhere, and then that person leaves knowing absolutely nothing about us or what we do. It does not paint a picture. So B&I has this thing, and I'm sure we're, aside from psychologists and the neuro-linguistic world, B&I is the only organization probably that talks about our reticular activating system, which is a filtration system that allows us to actually filter through all of the stimuli that comes our way all day, every day, and actually focus on the things that really, really matter to us. And so in B&I, so for instance, that's why pregnant women always see pregnant women. That's why when you buy a car that you've never seen before, in a color you've never seen, when you pull off the parking lot, you'll start seeing them everywhere. Yep. That's why if you leave here today and don't put your seatbelt on, you'll see Pinellas County sheriffs everywhere. But our ability to speak to a group of people that want to pass referrals to us. Here's a trick question. Who applied to B&I because you wanted to help other people grow their business? Don't you lie in here. But that's the thing. We realize, because of the core philosophy of Giver's Gain, that if I want to give business to the members of my chapter, in return, they will want to give business to me. And so, as a visitor, if I were here for the first time I went to a B&I meeting and I heard the thank you for closed business for the chapter, my initial thought was, and I'm a giver, but my initial thought was, how do I get a slice of that pie? But as we become members, we realize that the question is, how can I make that pie larger? If I contribute to that pie getting larger, then my slice will be even bigger than it was when I first saw the size of that pie. And so we have an opportunity to shift our core being and become even better givers as a result of being in B&I. And giving is a spiritual principle that always works. As long as the earth remains, there will be seed time and harvest. If you sow seed into good ground, there will be a return. And so, even as it pertains to B&I, if I give business to the members of my chapter, in return, others will want to give business to me. If I pass Juliet a referral, Juliet may or may not necessarily pass me a referral, but that doesn't stop me from passing referrals, because ultimately someone else in the chapter is looking for referrals for me as well. So back to the reticular activating system, when you're in a room this size, we have an opportunity to learn, to plant seeds, so that when the individual members of your chapter leave and they go into other rooms, they're looking for opportunities to mention you, to bring you up. I love it when people talk about me behind my back now. B&I people, that is. And so that's an amazing concept that we have that continues to help us all grow our businesses. So if you were invited, if you are a visitor here and someone invited you to this meeting, thank them. Thank them. That's Giver's Gain in its highest form. We know as members of B&I that visitors to the chapter, roughly every visitor translates into about $1,200. Thank you for closed business for the chapter. But more importantly, someone cared enough about you to invite you to meet their network to help you grow your business. Thank you, sir. And so I am totally immersed in the B&I Kool-Aid. Totally. B&I, the trademark of B&I, one of the taglines is changing the way that the world does business. And Pastor Dick White was one of the first people that I wanted to have a one-to-one with, because he was one of the very few not-for-profit organizations represented in B&I. And so I needed to learn how he utilized the B&I system and how it benefited him and his ministry and his mission to ultimately change and affect people's lives, people that are in need. So the top benefits of BNI is that you're able to build stronger, more meaningful business relationships. It allows for more complex strategic thinking. You have action coach, you have a variety of coaches in the room, and so you're not only networking, but you have the opportunity to utilize the resources of the individuals in the room to help you grow your business, even beyond referrals as far as coaching and inspiring and leading the way. So again, BNI gives you the opportunity to train people on how to find referrals for you. And we've got 7 core values. How many members know the 7 core values? Other than Juliet. I'm gonna share a sentence with you. I'm an acronym guy. If you can remember this sentence, you can tie it into the core values. We get to give a better life teaching people about referrals. Give a better life teaching people about referrals, and the flip side of that is we gain a better life teaching people about referrals. Thank you for having me.